Today we're going to break down a really powerful open source tool called tradingview-mcp. Now, this thing is designed to bring professional-grade market analysis right to your desktop, but without that crazy professional-grade price tag. So let's just dive right in.
I mean, really think about that for a second. The world of serious financial analysis, it's always been locked behind these massive paywalls and super complex setups. We're talking tens of thousands of dollars a year. But what if that barrier just wasn't there anymore?
So here's what we're going to cover. We'll start with how this tool completely shatters those cost barriers. Then we'll get into its really cool built-in AI analyst. After that, we'll see how you can backtest your strategies in a flash. We'll even show you how to get the whole thing up and running in just a few minutes. And finally, we'll take a realistic look at what it can't do and what's next on the horizon.
Okay, so first up, the biggest, most disruptive idea behind this whole project is democratization. You know, it's all about tearing down those old walls of cost and complexity that have kept tools this powerful out of the hands of most people.
And this chart just lays it all out, crystal clear. On one side, you've got the Bloomberg terminal. We're talking weeks of setup, contracts, and over $30,000 a year. Yikes. Even trying to build your own setup can mean hours of wrestling with tools like Docker. Then, you look at tradingview-mcp. 5 minutes to set up, and the cost? Zero. It's not just a small shift, it's a completely different universe.
So here's the bottom line, right? You're getting access to stuff like live data, sentiment analysis, and backtesting, things usually reserved for the big financial institutions, but with the freedom and transparency of an open source project.
And hey, for anyone who's ever tried to build your own trading tools, you know the pain. This is a huge deal. You don't have to juggle a dozen different API keys and passwords just to get data. This thing is designed to work right out of the box, which is just a massive relief.
Okay, so it's free and easy to set up. Big deal, right? Well, this is where it gets really interesting, because this isn't just some simple data feed or market screener. The real magic comes from its built-in AI system, which acts like a whole team of specialized analysts working just for you.
So first, just a quick look under the hood. You've got over 30 technical analysis tools built right in, live sentiment analysis that's actually scraping places like Reddit and news feeds. You've got real-time data from Yahoo Finance, screening across multiple exchanges for both crypto and stocks, and of course, that super powerful backtesting engine we're about to get to.
Now this is the really cool part. It's not just one AI brain spitting out an answer. Instead, it's a debate between 3 different AI agents. So think of it like this. Your technical analyst is the chart guru, looking at stuff like RSI and MACD. Then your sentiment analyst is scrolling through Reddit, trying to get the general vibe of the community. And finally, the risk manager, who's the sensible one, is looking at all the potential downsides. They all argue it out and then come up with a single recommendation, complete with a confidence score. How cool is that? All right, let's talk about what might be the most valuable feature in this whole thing, especially if you're developing your own trading systems: backtesting. This is an absolute game changer. It's how you test your ideas against the past to see how they might work in the future, all without risking a single penny.
And if you're new to the term, don't worry, it's a simple idea. Backtesting is basically a time machine for your trading strategy. You can take an idea, run it against years of real market data, and see exactly how it would have performed. It's amazing.
And the best part is you can get started right away. It comes with 6 classic strategies already built in. This gives you a great range to play with, from mean reversion strategies all the way to trend following and breakout strategies that try to catch those big market moves.
And when you run a test, you don't just get a simple win-loss record. No, you get a full-blown institutional-grade report. It goes way beyond just win rate. You get to see things like your max drawdown, which is the biggest, most painful drop your account would have taken, and key metrics like the Sharpe ratio. This helps you understand not just if a strategy made money, but how it made money. A big return is great, but not if you had to stomach a 40% loss to get there, right? That's context that really matters. And this is so important. The documentation points out that these tests are run with realistic simulations for things like commissions and slippage. A lot of backtesters ignore those little real-world costs, and that's a huge mistake because those costs can be the difference between a winning and losing strategy.
Okay, so you've seen what this thing can do, and I know what you're probably thinking. This sounds amazing, but it's got to be a total nightmare to install. Well, get ready to be surprised. Let's shift from the what to the how, and you'll see just how easy this is. I'm not kidding. It's pretty much this simple. If you have Python installed, you run a couple commands in your terminal,
Add one little line to a config file, and that's it. You can seriously go from zero to a fully working analysis server in about 5 minutes. It's wild.
And hey, if you do hit a snag, because let's be honest, it happens sometimes, don't worry. The project has detailed guides for Mac, Windows, and Linux that'll walk you through any common little hiccups. They've got your back.
Okay, to wrap things up, let's be really clear about what this tool is, and maybe more importantly, what it isn't. Setting honest expectations is the key to using any tool the right way.
So here's the deal. Think of tradingview-mcp as an incredible lab for research, analysis, and testing your ideas. What it isn't is a magic crystal ball. It's not a replacement for doing your own homework. And since it relies on public data feeds, it's not a guaranteed enterprise-level data firehose.
And the project creators are super clear about this. Their official disclaimer says, this tool is for educational and research purposes only, period. It's not financial advice. You use it to learn, to explore, and then you make your own informed decisions.
But the story is far from over, and the future for this project looks really exciting. They're planning to add some amazing features, like walk-forward backtesting to help avoid over-optimized strategies. They're also looking at adding Twitter for sentiment analysis, a paper trading simulator, and, get this, a managed cloud option so you wouldn't even have to install it yourself. That's a huge deal.
So that leaves us with one final big question. For decades, tools this powerful were locked away, available only to the big players. Now, they're open to everyone. That barrier is gone. So, with these tools in your hands, what new ideas, what new strategies, what new insights are you going to uncover?